If you look at the shampoos that we use for hair wash, it contains buffer, so that it reduces the alkalinity, that is the basic component that is present in the shampoo, so that we don't face the problem of burning sensation to our scalp. Even if you look at our blood also contains buffer. Like, we know that our blood has a certain pH level, and if there is an increase or decrease in the pH level, then there are going to be positive or negative effects. So now we are going to study what actually these buffers are. Buffer solutions are the solutions which resist the drastic change in the pH when you add small amount of a strong acid or a strong base or even water to it. This is just a general demonstration to explain you all the definition of buffer solution. So here we are taking a solution which is having the pH 6. So after addition of a strong acid like HCl or a strong base like NaOH, or even after addition of water, the pH of the solution is not going to change. That means it will remain same, that is pH is equal to 6. Now we are going to study the types of buffer solutions. There are two types of buffer solutions. First is the acidic buffer solution. These solutions are going to maintain their acidic pH. The second are the basic buffer solutions, and basic buffer solutions, they maintain their basic pH. Now we are going to study the first type of buffer, that is the acidic buffer solution, in detail. So, how are you going to define an acid buffer solution? So, a solution which contains a weak acid and its salt along with a strong base forms the acidic buffer solution. Here we are taking the example of acetic acid, that is CH3COOH, which is a weak acid, and the salt as sodium acetate, that is CH3COONA, which forms the acidic buffer solution. The pH of acidic buffer solution is given by the equation pH is equal to pKa plus log to the base 10 molar concentration of salt upon molar concentration of acid. pKa here is equal to minus log to the base 10 Ka, and we know Ka is called as the acid dissociation constant. The equation pH is equal to pKa plus log to the base 10 molar concentration of salt upon molar concentration of acid is called as the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. Let us now study the basic buffer solution in detail. Basic buffer solution is a solution which contains weak base along with its soluble salt and a strong acid. Here we will take the example of weak base sodium hydroxide, that is NH4OH, and its soluble salt ammonium chloride, that is NH4Cl, which is going to form our basic buffer solution. The pOH of the basic buffer is given by the equation pOH is equal to pKb plus log to the base 10 molar concentration of salt divided by molar concentration of base. So it is similar to the pH equation that we derived for the acidic buffer solution. We know that pKb is equal to minus log to the base 10 Kb, and Kb is the base dissociation constant. Here the equation pOH is equal to pKb plus log to the base 10 molar concentration of salt divided by molar concentration of base is called as the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. Let us now study the concept of buffer action. Here we are taking the example of sodium acetate and acetic acid buffer. We know that sodium acetate, that is CH3COONA, is a strong electrolyte, and being a strong electrolyte, it is going to dissociate completely as follows. Weak acid is not going to dissociate completely, that is CH3COOH is going to dissociate as CH3COO minus plus H plus. And you know how do we define a weak electrolyte? like out of 100 you can say only one or two molecules or 5 to 6 molecules will dissociate. Here, sodium acetate is a strong electrolyte. So, if there are 100 molecules of sodium acetate, then all the 100 molecules will undergo dissociation. And when you say weak electrolyte, if there are 100 molecules, then only one or two are going to dissociate. Rest 98 or 97 are going to remain undissociated. So basically, if you look here, then we know that CH3COONA, which is a strong electrolyte, is going to produce more number of CH3COO minus ions. And when we look at acetic acid, we know that it is a weak electrolyte. And here, the number of undissociated CH3COOH molecules is very high. Now, if we add an acid to this solution, then what will happen? Now we know acid is, it contains H plus ions. So all those H plus ions from that acid will be consumed by the CH3COO minus ions. Here CH3COO minus ion is having a negative sign, right? So the H plus will be consumed by this CH3COO minus ions, giving you the formation of acetic acid. Let us see how it happens. Similarly, if we add a base, now we know that base is characterized by OH minus ions. So this small amount of OH minus ions will now be neutralized by acetic acid that is present, giving us the formation of water along with CH3COO minus ions. So the addition of an acid or a base to the solution is not going to change the concentration of H plus or OH minus ions. Also, the pH of the buffer solution is going to remain unchanged. Also, dilution does not have any effect on the pH of the buffer. Dilution means you are going to add more water to it. Let us now summarize what is buffer action. So here we are taking a buffer solution which is made up of sodium acetate having the formula CH3COONA along with acetic acid, that is CH3COOH. We know that sodium acetate is a strong electrolyte and acetic acid is a weak electrolyte. So sodium acetate being a strong electrolyte, it is going to dissociate completely, giving us CH3COO minus ions plus Na plus ions. So here the amount of CH3COO minus ions is going to be very high. Weak electrolyte, that is acetic acid, is going to split up as CH3COO minus plus H plus, but here the amount of CH3COO minus ions is going to be very less, but the undissociated CH3COOH molecule is going to be very high. The next step is we are going to add an acid, that is H, which is going to give us H plus ions. So when you add acid, it is going to combine with the CH3COO minus ions, giving you the formation of acetic acid. And when you add a base, we know base is characterized by OH minus ions. So it is going to react with the undissociated CH3COOH molecule to give you the formation of water and CH3COO minus ions. Now we shall move to the properties of buffer solutions. We know that the pH of the buffer solution is not going to change even if we add an acid or a base or even water. That is, even if you are bringing out dilution of the buffer solution, the pH is not going to change. Even if you are keeping the buffer solution for a longer period of time, also then the pH of the buffer solution is not going to change. So these are some properties of buffer solution pertaining to the change in pH. Let us now study the applications of buffer solutions. Buffer solutions have applications in numerous fields, and here are the list of various applications of buffer solution. The first application of buffer solution is in biochemical system. So if we look at our blood, then the pH is maintained in between 7.36 to 7.42 because of the buffer. Now the buffer in our blood is because of the HCO3 minus ions and H2CO3. Even if there is a slight change in the pH by zero point 0.2 units, then it can result into death of an individual. So, whenever injections are given which are saline, it should have buffer in it so that it maintains the pH of the blood. The next application of buffer solution is in the field of agriculture. We know there are salts such as carbonates, bicarbonates, and organic acids in the soil. Due to this, the soil gets buffered. If fertilizers are used for plants, then the study on the pH of soil should be done. Only based on the pH of soil, the choice of fertilizer can be done. Next is industry. Buffers play an important role in paper, dye, ink, paint, and drug industries. Next is the field of medicine. When penicillin is prepared, its preparation is stabilized by sodium citrate. Here, sodium citrate acts as buffer. When citric acid is added to milk of magnesia, that is magnesium hydroxide MgOH twice, magnesium citrate is formed, which acts as buffer. The last is the application of buffer solution in analytical chemistry. In qualitative analysis, a pH of 8 to 10 is required for the precipitation of cations of group 3A. It is maintained with the use of a buffer, which is a combination of ammonium hydroxide and ammonium chloride. Group 3A cations consist of chromium 3 plus, aluminium 3 plus, nickel 2 plus, and Fe 3 plus. So above are all the applications of buffer solutions in different fields.